"You're not a real man if you don't fight for me," she screamed after flirting with her ex in front of me, so I walked away. Now she's fighting everyone alone. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. You know how some people mistake peace for boredom? That was Claire in a nutshell. We'd been together for almost 2 years, and from the outside, we looked solid, steady jobs, cozy apartment, matching routines. I thought we had a quiet kind of love. She used to call it our safe space. Lately though, she'd started saying it with a tone that made safe sound like an insult. The first time I noticed something off was at dinner with her coworkers. I was just there to be supportive, the quiet boyfriend who laughs at the right moments. Claire was glowing, soaking up attention. One of the guys, this tall marketing dude named Max, kept teasing her about still being tied down. She laughed a little too loud and said, "Oh, I'm not tied down. I just happen to like him." The table laughed. I didn't. Later, in the car, I asked, "Did that make you uncomfortable?" hoping she'd say yes. Instead, she rolled her eyes. "Relax, it's just how we joke at work. You're too serious sometimes." That became her favorite line. "You're too serious. You overthink everything. You need to lighten up." I wasn't jealous. I just didn't like being treated like background noise. But every time I brought it up, she'd flip it around, accuse me of being insecure or trying to control her. Still, I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt. She was smart, charming, social, the kind of person who filled any silence before it got awkward. I'm the opposite. I don't talk to fill air. I talk when it means something. Looking back, maybe that's why she started getting restless. Quiet felt like neglect to her. It got worse when we started hanging out with her old college friends again. They'd drink too much, start reminiscing, and eventually the conversation would slide into wild ex stories. She'd laugh along, sometimes even joke about her crazy college boyfriend, the one who cheated on her but made her feel alive. Alive. That word started haunting me. One night after one of those hangouts, I found myself asking, "Do you ever miss that chaos?" She smirked. "Sometimes. But don't worry, I like stability too. I just wish you had a little more fire, you know?" Fire. That's what she called the yelling, the jealousy, the manipulation, the kind of love that burns everything around it and calls the ashes passion. I didn't realize then that she was already setting a match to us. It happened at one of those house parties where everyone knows just enough about each other to make bad decisions. Our mutual friend, Jason, had invited us to his birthday. Claire had been unusually excited about it all week. New dress, new hairstyle, talking nonstop about who'd be there. When she mentioned that Evan, her ex from college, might show up, she said it casually, like she was testing me. I just nodded. Cool. She looked disappointed. "You're not jealous?" "Should I be?" She smirked. "Guess we'll see." That should have been my warning. The night started normal enough. Music, drinks, people catching up. Claire was radiant, laughing, leaning into every conversation like she needed to prove something. I stayed back, chatting with Jason and a few coworkers. Then Evan walked in. He looked like every cliché, leather jacket, confident smirk, the kind of guy who never outgrew being the fun one. Claire lit up the second she saw him. Not a polite smile, that smile. The one she used to give me. She went straight over, hugged him a little too long, whispered something in his ear. He laughed, loud enough for everyone to look. Jason shot me a look across the room, a quiet, "You seeing this?" I didn't move. I just watched, glass in hand, like an outsider in my own relationship. They started reminiscing, loud enough for the room to hear. "Remember that trip to Miami?" Evan grinned. Claire laughed. "You mean when we almost got arrested?" Someone asked what happened, and she told the whole story, the wild road trip, the night they broke the rules together. Every laugh felt like a punch to the gut. I walked over, calm as I could. "Claire, can I talk to you for a second?" She turned, glassy-eyed, tipsy from attention. "Can it wait? We're just catching up." "Not really," I said quietly. "You're crossing a line." That's when she did it, the thing that made the whole room go silent. She threw her hands up dramatically and said, "God, you're not a real man if you don't fight for me." Evan at least had passion. Someone gasped. Someone else laughed nervously. Evan looked uncomfortable for the first time all night. I felt nothing, just clarity. I put my drink down. "Then I hope you find someone worth fighting over." I said. No yelling. No scene. I just walked out. Behind me, the room stayed quiet except for her voice. Wait, seriously? You're leaving? But I didn't look back. In that moment, she thought she'd humiliated me. But the truth was, she'd exposed herself, and everyone saw it. I didn't answer her texts that night. Not the "where did you go?" Not the "can we talk?" Not even the "I didn't mean it like that." I drove home, packed an overnight bag, and slept at a friend's place. The silence was heavier than any argument we'd ever had. By morning, she'd called 11 times. When I finally went back to the apartment, she was waiting on the couch, mascara smudged, voice rehearsed. I got caught up. You know how I get when I drink. I didn't mean to embarrass you. I didn't sit down. Claire, you didn't embarrass me. You embarrassed yourself. She flinched. I just wanted you to show some emotion. You're always so calm, so distant. I wanted to feel wanted. There it was, the excuse dressed up as vulnerability. I almost laughed. So your way of testing my love was comparing me to your ex in front of 20 people? It was stupid, she whispered. But you walking away like that, it made me realize how much I could lose. She stood, tried to touch my arm. I stepped back. Claire, you didn't lose me last night. You lost me months ago. That was just the proof. She started crying, the kind that used to make me fold. But I'd spent the drive home replaying every moment where I'd ignored my gut, every subtle insult, every joke at my expense that I'd brushed off because I loved her. I was done being her emotional punching bag. I'll stay with my brother for a while, I said. You can take your time finding a new place. Her eyes widened. Wait, are you ending it? Over one mistake. No, I said. Over a pattern. She followed me to the door. Please, don't do this. I can fix it. I'll make it right. But I was already past the point of wanting anything fixed. I didn't even slam the door. I just closed it quietly behind me. That's the part people never tell you about walking away. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's clean. And in that quiet, something shifted. For the first time in years, I wasn't reacting to her chaos. I was protecting my peace. The breakup spread faster than I expected. Jason called a few days later. Bro, I'm just gonna say it. Everyone saw what she did. You handled it like a king. Apparently, the whole party had been talking about it. The video, because of course someone recorded it, made the rounds in our friend group. Her shouting, "You're not a real man," had become a meme. She tried doing damage control, posting quotes about communication and how alcohol brings out what's repressed. People weren't buying it. Even Evan distanced himself. I heard through mutuals that he told someone, "I just went to a party, didn't expect to get dragged into her drama." By week 2, she was spiraling. She texted me things like, "I just wish you'd talk to me so I could explain. You're acting like I'm a monster. We could fix this if you'd just let me show you I've changed." But every word sounded like someone trying to rewrite the story, and I wasn't interested in editing her narrative anymore. Meanwhile, life got quiet, in the best way. I poured all my focus into work. Landed a promotion I'd been overlooked for because I used to spend too much time managing her moods. Started going to the gym again. Caught up with old friends I'd ghosted because Claire didn't vibe with them. For the first time in years, my days didn't revolve around preventing someone else's meltdown. A few months later, I saw her at a cafe near my office. She looked smaller somehow, not physically, but like the constant attention she used to feed on had dried up. She froze when she saw me, then forced a smile. "You look good," she said softly. "Yeah," I replied. "I've been good." There was a pause, that awkward air of two people standing on opposite sides of a bridge they'd both burned. "I just wanted to say I'm sorry," she said. "I was stupid. I miss what we had." I nodded. "I don't." That was it. No anger, no bitterness. Just truth. I paid for my coffee and left. She didn't call after me this time. Later, Jason texted, "Guess who's trying to get sympathy from everyone again?" Nobody's buying it. I didn't reply. Didn't need to. Because when someone tries to humiliate you publicly, the best revenge isn't clapping back. It's becoming someone they can't reach anymore. About 6 months passed before Claire tried again. By then, the sting of what happened had faded into something else. Not forgiveness, not nostalgia. Just emptiness. The part of me that once lit up when her name appeared on my phone was dead and buried. So when her name flashed one night, it didn't even raise my pulse. "Claire, hey. I know this is random, but can we talk?" "Me? About what?" "Claire, about us. Please." I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said what I said. You were amazing to me, and I ruined it. I didn't answer. 10 minutes later, another message popped up. You don't understand how hard it's been. Evan was a nightmare. Controlling, jealous, everything I accused you of being. I should have appreciated what I had. The irony made me laugh. Over the next week, the messages escalated from I miss you to you'll never find someone who loves you like I did, to the classic. I was drunk that night. It didn't mean anything. I was scared you'd leave first. She even had her friend, the same one who'd recorded the video, message me. Claire's in a bad place. She's been crying nonstop. Maybe just meet her for closure? Closure. Funny word. I'd found mine months ago, in silence, in growth, in peace. 2 weeks later, I was at a mutual friend's engagement party when she showed up. She must have known I'd be there. She looked too prepared, like someone dressing for a performance. Tight dress, practiced smile, the whole thing. She approached when I was talking with Mia, a co-worker I'd started seeing recently. Claire's eyes flickered between us, then landed on me. Wow, she said. Didn't expect to see you here. I was invited. I replied simply. She forced a laugh. You look happy. I am. That word seemed to hit her like a slap. She glanced at Mia, effortlessly graceful, grounded. The kind of calm confidence Claire used to pretend to have. So, you replaced me already? She asked, her voice trembling under the surface. Mia smiled politely. I'm not a replacement. And just like that, the conversation ended before it began. Later that night, Claire cornered me outside near the parking lot. I can't believe how cold you've become, she said. After everything we went through. I looked at her for a long moment. Claire, you humiliated me in front of everyone I know. You told me I wasn't a real man because I didn't want to fight for your attention. That was the last version of me you'll ever get. She blinked, lips trembling. I was drunk. You know I didn't mean it. I shook my head. You meant it enough to say it. And honestly, you did me a favor. I stopped trying to prove my worth to people who can't see it. Please, she whispered, tears starting. I'd do anything to fix it. Then fix yourself, I said quietly. But leave me out of it. I walked away. Didn't look back. Didn't need to. A few months later, word got around that Evan had dumped her for someone else, a co-worker. He took her savings, moved out, and blocked her number. She tried posting cryptic quotes again. Some people only pretend to care, but this time, no one engaged. The audience had moved on. I had too. Because the best kind of revenge isn't showing her what she lost. It's living a life where she never mattered in the first place. She once said I wasn't a real man because I wouldn't fight for her. Turns out, real men don't fight for people who publicly humiliate them. They outgrow them. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.